Oh, what is up, everyone, and welcome to episode 81 of the Party Chat podcast. I am back, and I am hosting again. It is me, Squiggy, and I am joined by Slazo and Laura, who haven't killed each other while I was away last week, which is always a positive. How are you both?
Not dead.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah.
I'm doing all right. It's life goes on. Life is cool. It's
Life
nice
is-
to
life
have
is
to
strange.
not have to worry. Not yet.
Not
maybe.
yet.
Like
Maybe.
when I see the blue butterfly, sure. But
That's gone over my head. I have no idea what you've just said there.
I didn't know what he just said either. I was just going to let it go.
okay. And you've both played this game.
Oh!
No, what?
Oh, I know.
I thought you played the first episode.
No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
I know what you're on about.
Don't be
I just
silly,
realised.
Slazo. Come
I
on.
realised what
Come
you was on
off it.
about.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks. But yeah, no, life's going well. I've forgotten the joke I was originally going to make. Life's going well. Yes.
Ha 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 ha. There we go. How are you, Laura?
All right. I mean, I'm hungry, but apparently we went to soldier on this podcast.
Yeah, no food until we're done. It's the rule. Because we've heard you eat on microphone before, and
That just sounds weird. I don't
it's not,
like it.
It's not a good.
I don't-
It's not a good noise. But anyway, what you guys been playing this week? Anything? Nothing? Something?
More Persona. I suppose because I actually have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I played that for like half an hour, but
Not
much more.
really much. Yeah, yeah. I've got it sat right next to me, and I'm going to play a little bit of it tonight. I think. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to get playing Mario Kart again.
It's been, even though like it's just essentially a shinier version of the most basic one, it's been like long enough since I last played it, but I'm like, yeah, this feels fresh. Like
Yeah, that's
there's a touch of familiarity, but the tracks still feel.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like it's been that long since I've played the last one that even though it is just a remaster
The last
of
one.
the last one, it feels like a new Mario Kart game. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I'm glad I'm not the only person that thought that. And I'm not trying to
I-
defend Nintendo here, but it still feels like a new game.
Oh, I can believe that, Squiggy, after these past 80 podcasts.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. We'll talk about that in the news later on. Are you playing anything, Laura?
Played Mario Kart.
The old one.
Yeah, it's not the old. Don't age it. I played the Wii U one. See, if I had a Switch, I'd be just moving. I play quite a lot of Mario Kart at the moment. So Mario Kart Wii U I played this week, and I did a bit of Heavy Rain because I was showing someone that game, and they may have slagged it off and not want to play it anymore.
Man,
We know who you are.
Yeah.
Yes, it was me.
To be fair, we played the first hour and a half of it, and I forgot how slow it was, like the build-up, because, it doesn't get into the murders and stuff, and I forgot how slow it was, and I was like, my god, this is slow. But it did not help that I introduced them to Until Dawn first, so they went from this really nice, easy buttoned game, everything was slick and pretty, to Heavy Rain, where it has you doing things with, like, the analog stick and making, just being weird
Have you
controls.
considered introducing your friend to good games?
I had. They really liked Until Dawn, and they really liked Mario Kart. Granted,
There you go.
I didn't introduce them to Mario Kart. They obviously
I
were very
suppose
aware.
3 ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, I want to try them. They like decision-based games, so maybe I should make them play Life is Strange.
Go for it.
But then that might give you power if they like it. So.
Yeah, I've been playing a bit more Horizon again. I think we spoke about this 2 weeks ago that I don't really have much time to play games at the minute. So when I've got time, I'm fitting in like an hour here and there at Horizon. So I'm not really that far in. I think I've put 11 hours into the game now, which is probably 2 more hours than it was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm doing well, but I'm still enjoying it. I've got a bit more sort of into the story now, and it's weird in a good way. It's not what I was expecting, but I'm quite enjoying it. Some of the locations I've visited, it is just stunning. Some of the things that I've done. Yeah, I'm enjoying it still. It's obviously, I still wouldn't. I know I said when I first played it that it's up there. It's like game of the generation, but no, it's still up there as one of the best games of the generation. But I don't think it is the best, is what I said. I think the combat is a little bit stale on it. It is just button mashing sort of thing, so it's not brilliant there. But the rest of it's good fun, like the exploring, the crafting, the missions themselves, side missions you can do. It's all fun in all the different locations, but yeah, it is a little bit samey. So we'll see how I get on. I know some people have finished the story around about the 30-hour mark, 25-30-hour mark, so I've still got a long way to go. But hopefully I'll get to the end and finish the story anyway, and then I'll be able to obviously speak a bit more about it after that. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Anyone else got anything else they want to add? Anyone else got anything else? Yeah.
No, I haven't got anything else to add. I do want to play games again soon.
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 We'll play games again soon, Laura.
Soon.
But anyway, some housekeeping before we start. This is the Party Chat podcast, brought to you every Wednesday by Retro Remastered. You can find us on YouTube, and that's it. We are looking at going back on iTunes. I know you mentioned it. I think I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. I'm still looking into it. There is a way. There will be a way. I just need to work out that way. But until then, YouTube only. We'll publish sometime on Wednesday. It depends who gets there first between me and Slazo, really. I know you put this one. I know you put the last episode live pretty much on time.
Sure, let's go with that. I mean, one day I put it on live like a day late, so...
Yeah, well, it popped up on my watch that it was up like 9:15, I think, on the day, so it's not too bad.
Awesome.
We're getting there. Between me and you, we'll have this podcast out at 9 o'clock one day.
You're more likely to do it than I am nowadays, so...
Yeah, I'll set a reminder in my calendar. I'll set my like phone just to go mental and just scream podcast as loud as it can or something.
Don't do that. You'll regret that.
Yeah, probably won't have a job after that. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, this is the Party Chat podcast. Yeah, find us on YouTube. Just search Party Chat podcast. You'll find us on there. You can also follow us on Twitter, which is @RetroRemastered. And the link will go live on Twitter as well. Facebook, does it go on Facebook? We don't have a Facebook.
We don't have a
Laura got rid of
Facebook.
that one eventually. I think I stopped getting the emails about it actually finally, so... Yeah. But anyway, that's housekeeping over with. Let's jump straight into the news, and I have 6 items on my list. So, the first one is from Nintendo. We've basically got a Nintendo sandwich here, with Nintendo being the bread, so it's not really a Nintendo sandwich, but you get what I mean. So anyway, this is quite a strange announcement.
Nice allegory, Squiggy.
I knew what I wanted to go for. So anyway, this one's quite a strange one for me anyway. So Nintendo on Friday morning, announced a new 2DS XL, which I thought was quite strange. It launches on the 20th of July, and there's two colours, black and turquoise, and white and orange. They're the two colour schemes. There's no UK price yet, but Nintendo doesn't set hardware prices over here. But I think in the US it's about $150, so it'll probably sell over here for maybe £150.
I think I saw either Game or Amazon at like the 135 mark, I think.
135? Yeah, I can understand that.
It makes sense to me. It's quite a nice thing, and some people aren't obviously into the Switch, and the DS has a big library if you want a portable gaming console at a cheaper price. I know the Switch has the portable, thing as well. But
I think this is just a new cheap version of the 3DS to like help it in its dying days and make it nice.
The thing is, I really like the colour schemes.
Well, the colour scheme.
I like the fact it
slick.
folds.
Yeah,
I like the fact it freaking folds.
Because I don't really use the 3D much on my 3DS. I really don't.
Mine's off. All the time.
Mine's off all the time. So
I can't name a game I ever did.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I did it at first.
it
so
gave me a headache.
No, that wasn't my problem with it. So I had it on for something like Ocarina of Time when I got that, and that's cool. And then it's like, oh, you want to fire the bow and arrow? Oh, just tilt the screen to aim it. And at that point,
nope,
because it was the original 3DS. Oh, that's immersion broken. I'm just going to turn this off.
Yeah, but that's the thing, because if it was me when the original 2DS came out, I probably would have got rid of my 3DS for the 2DS because I didn't
like the original 2DS because it was
the
just
design,
a slab of plastic that you could beat someone to death with.
Yeah, but these 2DS ones, I think they look really nice. Like, I really like both colour schemes, the white and orange and the black and turquoise. I think they're both.
They look cool, but have you seen the one Japan's game, the Dragon Quest one?
No. Do I need to quickly Google that?
Black and silver, and has like the little like metal slimes, like a tiny little bump on the top, and it looks gorgeous. And I'm like, glad I'm not Japanese, or that would be very hard to resist. It looks very
beautiful.
Sexy. Yeah.
Oh, I should not have looked at that. I don't like these. I don't like these two now. These two are vile. Nintendo, what are you thinking? But no, I do like these colour schemes. They are quite nice.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have a Switch, I'd probably be tempted, but I'm not going to get one. But they launch on July 28th. Yeah.
I wouldn't be tempted because I'm happy with my 3DS and its custom faceplates. But this is certainly cool. Like, I know some people are like, why? What's the point? It's like, nah, it's like a nice end
The
of
point
life.
is to make money. I mean, what? No.
It's one of them where I think people put, if it's marketed at the right price, $150 is probably a decent price for a portable console. And, $150 isn't bad for that, and you get the full benefits of having, like, the full 3DS XL apart from the 3D part of it.
Yeah.
And you get the foldy screen, you get all that stuff.
That the thing now has over the last 5 years. It's like, oh boy, pretty much every major 3DS game is out now, bar like one or two, like Fire Emblem and Pikmin.
Yeah.
So.
No, I do like the design of it, and I'm not going to get one, but I say that. I'm not going to get one. I won't.
I know that amount of time Squiggy says he's not going to get one, and the next day the Snapchat with his new product is ridiculous.
Snapchat with the caption "new toy." Yeah, I won't be getting one of them. If I didn't have a Switch, I'd be more tempted. But I've got a Switch. Switch is my new Nintendo console at the minute. But yeah,
At the minute, my God, you didn't want to commit to that, did you? At the minute,
I am not committing to anything.
Oh my God, just
Non-committal.
you're a tease. You're keeping all the consoles on your hook.
I am.
Jeez.
Just keeping all the manufacturers on, on their toes. Squiggy hasn't committed yet. Maybe we can get him with an Xbox Portable and see what happens.
He's a console.
If anyone from
Just call
Nintendo is
him it.
listening and would like to send me a 2DS XL for me to try out, then I am more than happy. Tweet me at Geordie Squares.
Don't bother. He'll just buy it anyway.
Yeah, and
Slazo.
let's be honest. He'd play it, and then he'd be like, he'd move on to the next shiny thing, and you're
He
just...
has the PSVR. He has the Switch.
Speaking of the next shiny
God,
thing, which isn't really shiny
VR.
because it's gruesome, the next Call of Duty game. So I think you spoke about this last week. You said basically World War II. It's taken part in.
Confirmed. Yep.
But this week we got to see the reveal trailer and some more information about multiplayer and zombies. So I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Not seen it.
Have you not seen it?
Not the trailer, no.
Laura, you just watched it before, didn't you?
I just watched it, yeah.
Brilliant. You two take over.
It was World War II-y. I didn't really get much else from it, to be honest. It was what I expected. Once they announced it, it's giving me what it looks like it is on the tin.
Yeah,
I don't know what else you got to say, because you're a bit more of a Call of Duty fan than me. So
I think this could be one of the best Call of Duties since Modern Warfare, because it seems like they've sort of taken a lot of time with this one to create a proper story, create proper World War II stuff. I know we've already had Call of Duty from World War II with all the like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, and then World at War. That's the one I was looking for, World at War. But I don't know. I think with this one, I think they're going to go more in depth with the storytelling, a bit like how what Battlefield 1 did with World War 1 last year. And I think it could be good. I think it could be one of the best ones.
is that best ones in a while or best ever?
Best ones in a while, like since Modern Warfare, which is probably the best Call of Duty game that I've played by far. But my only worry is multiplayer again, and how it's going to control and stuff like that. How's it going to feel going from all the jumpy stuff to going back to sort of clunky boots on the ground sort of thing? That's my only worry with it, because I know people say they want boots on the ground Call of Duty, but are people going to then start complaining that, oh, this Call of Duty feels so slow and everything like that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
That's my only thing. A bit
Considering Call of Duty's I've got that wrong. Time to death, time to kill, whatever it is.
Time to kill.
There you go. Considering that, no one will ever call it slow.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like the movement and stuff. People going to complain? Oh, this is too slow. I miss it when it was a bit quicker, and then like complain that Black Ops and Infinite Warfare, oh, this is too over the top. This is too quick.
I mean, all you need to do is take out war, and you're pretty much back to standard Call of Duty.
I know but no, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to multiplayer. There's a multiplayer beta, I think. I don't know when that is, but it's going to launch first on the PS4. You've got to pre-order the game to get access, and I'll probably just do what I normally do: pre-order from Amazon, get the beta access, cancel my Amazon order, and play the beta. That's what I normally do. There's a tip for everyone out there.
I mean, that's not as much as a tip as it is a...
well-known fact. There's also something called Headquarters, which is a social hub, and from what I've seen, it looks a bit like Destiny's Tower, where you can just go and like sort of more of as like a social space where you can interact with other people and everything like that. I don't really know anything about it, but from one of the screenshots, I think there's 45, 46 people in this social space. So that's quite cool. Obviously they're going for a bit more social. But then I don't know how really that's going to work because it's not a massively multiplayer online game, if that makes sense. So I don't really know. But no, I'm really looking forward to it. It's Call of Duty. I like the Call of Duty franchise. I do think they're really good. Other people don't. You know, you can have that opinion. My opinion is I really enjoy them, so I'll probably be getting it anyway. So yeah, I'm quite excited for it. Have you got anything else to add, Laura or Slazo, from what you've heard about it?
I mean, I kind of hope there's still some innovation that makes it something different, and they're not just going to rely on the setting. I'm interested that Sledgehammer Games are making it. I think we discussed that when it was the trade, you know, when it was confirmed and it was gone out, and Slazo went through who Sledgehammer Games were with me. I'm kind of curious on that perspective, but yeah, I just kind of hope it's not like, hey, here's your Call of Duty game with the World War II. We don't really, you know, you got that what you wanted. We don't really care about anything else.
Yeah.
I just want it to be as good as it can be. I know that sounds really weird, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I think it will be. I think it will be good. I'm expecting good things from this one, like really good things from this. But now I don't want to set my hype level too high because I don't want to be disappointed. But I do think this is, I do think this will be the one where people like take note of. Oh, Call of Duty's back, if that makes sense. Like people be like, yes, the Call of Duty franchise is back. It's back to what it's good at. But
nope.
You're not in for
Wow.
that, Slazo.
No, I think it's had its day. I think Modern Warfare was like remastered was like the last thing they had to keep people interested, and it's gone now. So
Wow.
rip.
Fair enough.
That's-
You know, I know probably other people think that as well. So it's one of them. I mean, I think it could probably go either way for the Call of Duty franchise. This one, it could be the one that, you know, Call of Duty is back, or it could be we're done with Call of Duty now. We've tried everything. We're not going to play that again. But it'll be interesting to see. I will definitely be playing the multiplayer beta. That is, you know, there's no doubt about that. I will definitely be playing that. So probably look forward to my opinions on that closer to the time, or when it's actually out. It also comes out on November the 3rd for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, just in case. I didn't say that before.
I don't know. It's got, you confused me with Call of Duty.
How?
You're so excited for it.
I honestly do like the Call of Duty games because I just like playing. I like playing multiplayer. Lots of people say, "Oh, the campaign's rubbish." I don't care about the campaign as long as the multiplayer works and I have good games from it. I don't mind. I don't mind if I go 5 for 20 as long as I'm not getting like lagged around the map and getting killed because of that. You know, I can accept that I'm not that good, and that's my thing. That's why I find Call of Duty has the best netcode for multiplayer games. Destiny's really good as well. But the likes of, I've played a bit of Battlefield where there's been a lot of lag. Star Wars has been a lot of lag. Titanfall has been a little bit of lag as well. But I think with Call of Duty, I've not really had many problems with that. Call of Duty for me is it's my number one shooting game. But we'll see anyway. Next on the list is the PlayStation Plus free games for May. So we get Tales from the Borderlands for I'm assuming that's the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Originally I thought we were getting Abzu, but we're not.
Yeah.
We're not. That's only available in North America.
Oh.
Yeah. In Europe we're getting Alienation.
Oh. That's a downgrade.
I know. I was excited to talk about Abzu, and I've just read here that it's actually
because I've played Abzu, and I'm like, that's a cool thing.
Yeah, I really wanted to play it, but I didn't. I was hoping it would come on PlayStation Plus. But yeah,
You still got time, Squiggy. Don't worry.
Alienation gets, it's a housemarque game. It gets decent reviews. So I think Alienation will be good. It's still a good game. They're both two good games, to be honest. I'd probably rather Abzu because it's different, but. I'm not complaining. Obviously, I've already got Tales from the Borderlands, but yeah, I'm not complaining about Alienation. I wouldn't be complaining if it was Abzu. Either way, I'm happy. So, there are more games to play. I'm happy. I've got no time to play them. I'm happy. For PlayStation 3, you get Blood Knights, I believe. Blood Knights and Port Royale 3 Pirates and Merchants which are both
Yep.
PS3. I know nothing about them. Do you know anything about them?
No.
Nope. Okay, carrying on. Vita owners get Laser Disco Defenders and Typewriter, and they're both cross-buy on the PS4 as well.
I mean, I know of Typewriter. I think I've played that game.
I'm going to Google Laser Disco Defenders because I like the name of it.
No idea what that one is. I feel like I saw something the other day saying like, yeah, the PS3 and Vita choices are really like really going downhill at this point.
Well, looking at Laser Disco, I'm never going to miss it. Laser Disco Defenders has an 80 on Metacritic.
Good for it, but you know.
But I mean, but it's not saying that it's only got four reviews. Let's ignore that part. Let's have a look at the PlayStation Store blog.
That's the thing. I don't deny like necessarily that the games they put on there are good. I'm not denying that. That's fine. I just like in terms of name appeal, like
yeah, like name appeal. There's nothing there.
PS Plus has notably changed over the last year or two to be more of a showcase of indies than anything AAA.
Are you ready? Are you ready to hear about Laser Disco Defenders?
I mean, I'm assuming it's
Can anyone ever be
twin
ready?
stick
So
shooter.
here we go. Join the Laser Disco Defenders on their quest to defeat the evil Lord Monotone and prevent him from using the coveted Mirror Moon to force the galaxy into dancing along to his, and only his, tune. In this self-inflicted bullet hell, you must stay on your toes as each laser beam fired ricochets off walls and can hit you too. Traverse randomly generated levels and face off Monotone's various robotic... This is rubbish. I can't even understand. This isn't even a sentence. Anyway, be it flamboyant flame sneakers or a cool rapid-fire chrome suit, you decide how your favourite Disco Defender looks and plays based on what outfit you choose to wear. Time to save the galaxy and look like a cool cat. Oh yeah. Doesn't really say much else, to be honest.
That's a game, but hey, it's cross-buy on PS4, so
Yeah.
I'll at least
Sold!
Yeah, I'll try that.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like that's the main reason a lot of these games, like, don't get me wrong, I purchased them all because I'm on PS Plus, why wouldn't I? But like, if it's exclusive Vita, I've switched my Vita on like once or twice this year, so it's like...
Yeah. I'll probably add it to my library anyway. Bless you. Keep
That's
going.
not nearly as adorable as Squiggy.
I'm so sorry. I thought that as I did the second sneeze. I was like, this is such a horrible sneeze compared to what we're used to on this podcast. Carry on. Sorry.
Right, anyway, moving along. Are you done sneezing now? Good. So, more backwards compatible stuff for the Xbox One. Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3 have been added to the library. And that joins Dead Space 1 that has already been on there for over a year. So finally, you can play all the Dead Space games on the Xbox One now. Have you played any of them? Because I've always been interested. I think I played the demo for 3.
I played the demo for free. I think I may have tried to at someone's house. And
See, I've not played them, but so a YouTube show I watch called Game Maker's Toolkit, I don't know if I really watch it, but like he's doing Dead Space at the moment, talking about the design of Dead Space. And I'm like, wow, these games actually look really fascinating, and I kind of regret missing out on them. No. So, I mean, I have no way to play them at the moment, but...
well, to be fair, is this is a weird question. You probably don't know because you haven't played them.
I don't think the trilogy's been remastered, if that's what's going to...
Yeah, no, that wasn't my question. I was like, it's a trilogy like set, like it's an end story. There's not going to be a Dead Space 4 or 5 or...
I don't know. There's been rumours, hasn't there, about another one? So
I'm not sure if it's like a follow-on or that. Because with these coming to backwards compatibility, are they just kind of making sure there's access to them because maybe at a certain conference soon in the future there's going to be an announcement of a new one happening or whatever. I don't even know if there's much demand for it. I mean, people that have played it, they say good things about it, and that's always what's intrigued me about the franchise. But yeah, I just kind of wondered if that was going to be a motivation for these being on backwards, or if it's just another case of add all the good games you can.
yeah, it might just be a case of doing that. Get as many games out there as you can. I suppose because Microsoft and EA seem quite tight with EA Access as well, it might be a case of, can you put these games on? I'm like, yeah, no problem, lad. Is it?
Wow, it's really casual over there, isn't it, lad?
Yeah. There's also another couple of games as well that have been added, and I know you're really interested in these ones. Are you ready? Are you ready for these? Because I don't think you're ready for them, but... The first one is Cabela's Survival, Shadows of Katmai.
Oh my god, yes.
I'm not done. Guys, come on. Hold all this.
Cabela.
No. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts 2013. Alaskan Adventures, and Cabela's Hunting Expeditions. I know.
Oh my
I know.
God.
Should we
It
just
was
take,
all these-
I
what?
forgot how many Cabela games there were.
should we just take a minute from this podcast to...
That's a franchise that got many games. I have no idea how, but hey, it's a franchise
That's a
that got
franchise
many
that got me
games.
into gaming, to be honest.
Is it?
Yeah.
That was your first game, was it? Cabela?
2013.
That's
Dangerous
such
Hunts
a weird
2013.
game.
Man.
That's
I know.
such a weird game to get you in. Just didn't. Wow.
Yeah.
I want to know about the replicant I was playing games with, like for the 6 years before that game came out. Now that's why I want.
Yeah.
It was me, but I knew nothing about games until Cabela came along.
Okay.
Okay.
Cabela showed me the way. Anyway, enough sarcasm. I don't really care about them.
Really? I mean, I wasn't faking enthusiasm because it's always a game series I wanted to play. I really felt bad that I wanted to play it, but I'd rather people hunted virtually than really. So
Now I feel bad if I genuinely wanted to play it. I was just going along.
I genuinely wanted to play it because I just wanted to see.
Well, I'll tell you what, Laura. You've got an Xbox. You buy it. You play it.
Okay.
And you let us know what it's like, and then
There's an arcade version of this, right? Actually, an arcade where there's a physical sniper rifle and stuff, like the plastic one. Was that not Cabela branded as well?
yeah, I've played on that one. I remember that
Yeah,
one.
that's why I always like playing that in arcades. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Next on the list is to do with Resident Evil 7. So that launched in January. It got decent reviews, and sales figures have been announced, and that's from Capcom's latest financial results. And sales have passed the 3.5 million mark worldwide, but that's
Nice.
still 500,000 short of the 4 million target that they set.
Oh.
So it's done well, but it's not done as well as obviously what they expected it
Not
to do.
good enough.
Yeah.
Like that.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, it's still, I think that's good. 3.5 million sales for it, especially after the last one.
I don't know what the average for Resident Evil franchise is the thing. So, like, I know it's a good franchise, but I don't know how well it tends
And
to
also,
sell.
yeah, I don't know how well it's sold in recent times because it kind of, what's the nicest possible way? Had its glory days in
Yeah.
some ways.
Yeah, with 4.
Yeah, 4
1 and
peaked,
4, yeah.
peaked the series. 5 was in the shadow of 4, but probably sold well based on the hype of 4, probably. But then obviously once you got to know, and 6 dropped very quickly in price, hence why I have it or had it.
Hence why we both played it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel that's quite good numbers. I'm kind of surprised how good their numbers are. I mean, I always believe in targeting as high as possible, but
Yeah, I still think it's good. They also announced a few other sales figures as well. So Resident Evil 6 was available on PS4 and Xbox One, and that shifted 1 million copies.
Wow.
And they shifted 1.7 million copies of Monster Hunter XX, which is only available in Japan. I
Oh,
believe.
okay, the newest one, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Also,
You sound surprised, Laura. That is one of their big bread and butter
No,
games.
I wasn't surprised. It's the fact you said only in Japan. I thought the numbers were quite impressive, and then you said only in
Oh,
Japan.
well, now
I
for a
thought
less
that.
impressive one.
Japan loves Monster Hunter.
Are you ready for this? Dead Rising 4 sold less than 1 million copies.
What? That's outrageous!
Not that surprising.
Capcom predicted 2 million.
That's bull. That's bull.
So
Dead Rising has never been like a major
No,
league
but
franchise,
it was a
and it
really
didn't
fun
really
game.
get pushed that hard.
no.
I liked all the Christmas advert.
think-
I
do
really
you know
enjoy
what?
it. I
Yeah,
don't
think
regret
I
buying
think they're
it.
decent games, but the fact that there wasn't really any hype around it, and it was like a console exclusive, which was probably the wrong console for the exclusive on.
I think it was the right console to be exclusive on. I think the issue is probably because the only reason I ended up getting it because I wanted to feel Christmassy and it has a lot of Christmas themes to it. That it came out late in December. Well, it was in December. It wasn't late in December, but it's a very weird time to come out when people have already spent their money on all the other big releases. It's probably what I'd argued rather than the advert. Because I swear that advert with the Christmas music was on TV all the bloody time. It got to me, man.
Yeah, I think it was. I
They
got
got
sick
to
of it.
me.
Yeah.
I know. I really enjoy it though. I'm kind of disappointed. I think if you can pick it up cheap right now, I'd go pick it up cheap, guys. Boost them numbers.
Oh, I'm not against buying it. I think them predicting 2 million sales was a bit over the top.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's overly ambitious because a lot of people were very happy to see the return of Frank West. If I don't know what the original game sold to put that in perspective. Well, I saw tweets about how happy people were for Frank West, so I live in a Dead
Actually-
Rising world.
Dead Rising's claim to fame was you can kill a lot of zombies.
In fun and innovative ways.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And that was it. And they've ridden that for like 4 games now.
It's
like,
still fun.
He's got.
No,
He's got
I
a
mean,
point.
is it?
Yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah. You're mean.
No, he's got
Yes.
a point. Yeah, I think that might be the last Dead Rising game for a very long time now. Sorry, Laura.
Aww.
But at least it seems that Resident Evil may have not hit their sales figures, but it's still a good. I still think 3.5 million's good from what it's had to sort of come up against. Like it's damaged, like how bad Resident Evil 6 was received and everything, and to sort of come back from that with 3.5 million sales, it's good, and it got good reviews as well. So it's not as if it was a bad game getting 3.5 million sales. It was a decent game selling 3.5 million copies.
Yeah, I feel Resident Evil managed to like get to the point now where it's like a well-established and accepted franchise now. So
Yeah.
like,
I think it may have like stuttered a bit with 6, but I think 7's put it back there now. So when they inevitably announce 8, it'll probably, I think it might hit 5 million sales. I mean, remember 3.5 million's in 3 months as well.
true, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so that's that's again, if you think of it that way, that's even more impressive. So yeah. Anyway, moving from some Capcom sales figures to some Nintendo sales figures. So
Money.
yeah,
Hashtag money.
So Nintendo, obviously, it's off to a strong start. We knew that. 2.74 million consoles were shipped during its first month of release, which is pretty good. And I think Nintendo had actually made an estimate of only shipping 2 million units.
Yeah, it's exceeded their estimates.
So that's quite good. That is quite impressive. There's also, what is it? There's a Zelda fact that's quite interesting. So yeah,
this is amazing.
Yeah, this is the one. So the Zelda Breath of the Wild has sold 2.76 million copies of the game.
101% attach rate.
Yeah, which I don't even know how that works. But then I've been reading a lot of NeoGAF, and a lot of people have bought the collector's edition and then bought a normal edition because they didn't want to open the collector's edition.
No, it's fine. I cannot think of another game in history that has a higher attach rate over 100%.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, to be fair, I can't even think of a game that's got 100% attach rate. Never mind, like over 100.
I mean, stuff like Wii Sports has a very high attach rate, but like,
but that was packed in. Yeah,
that was packed in exactly.
Yeah. So that's impressive. So it's been a good start. And if you throw in the Wii U version sales for Zelda, it's 3.84 million. So they still sold over 1 million units on the Wii U as well.
Yeah,
which again is quite impressive. They're good,
doing well.
They're good numbers to release. They also published some stuff about the 3DS as well. So 7.27 million 3DS consoles were shipped over the last 12 months.
That's still pretty good.
Which makes a total
for a
of
system that's like 5 years old now.
Yeah, and that makes a total of 66 million altogether, which again is very impressive. Pokemon Sun and Moon sold 15.4 million copies.
Yeah, no, isn't it 14 something?
15.44.
Oh,
here, yeah. 15.44 million copies, again. Very impressive. So that's like, I'm trying to work. So yeah, so basically if you think that's like one quarter of 3DS owners bought Pokemon. A fifth, my bad.
But yeah.
Yeah, a fifth of, that's good. That's very good. For a Pokemon game. Super Mario Maker sold 2.34 million, which I think we expected wasn't going to be very good anyway, because
it was the limited stuff.
It still sold a bit better than I thought.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to sell that well, but yeah. No, that's decent. And finally, during the last 12 months, the Wii U sold 760,000 units, a decrease of 77% from last year.
I mean, that makes sense because everyone knew the NX was coming. But...
Yeah. But no, I still think that that's not bad. It was considered as a failing console anyway. I think Nintendo also said in their earnings report that they expect 10 million more Switch consoles to be sold over the next 12 months, as well as 35 million Switch games. It also expects to shift into the 6 million 3DS consoles, which is going to be helped by the ones that we spoke about earlier on.
Yeah.
And 40 million 3DS games. So just stick another Pokemon game out there and you're sorted.
I was going to say, I don't know where they're going to get their remaining 40 million from, because they've shot most of their big ones now, and Fire Emblem isn't going to be the massive seller.
No,
so.
Fire Emblem and
Fire Emblem does well
Pikmin.
these days, but it's not going to be.
Yeah, but I suppose you might get a couple of random games that'll ship 1 million and stuff like that. Who knows? So, but no, that seems positive from Nintendo for the Switch anyway. Like, it seems to have momentum now. I know it's I know it's probably when the NES Classic thing came out, that sort of was the shift in Nintendo's momentum, and then the Switch came out later on, and then
I'd
kept
say
it going.
Pokemon Go was the shift in Nintendo's momentum.
Maybe, we could go with Pokemon Go, I suppose. So, over the past year, the shift in, Nintendo has gone in the right direction, and it's pleasing to see because, like I said, probably well before the Switch came out, that if this fails, that's the end of Nintendo, and I don't want that. I really don't.
And would never have been.
Yeah, but there's no chance of that ever happening. There's no chance of me being remotely right. Which is
Squiggy's finally admitting Nintendo are doing well. Here you are, kids.
I like Nintendo. I have nothing against Nintendo. I'm glad they're doing well, to be honest. I'm very glad. So it'll be interesting to see what the sales figures are when Mario comes out, when Splatoon comes out, and see what the
That's the thing. So they want like another 10 million sold. They can do it. I don't know. Suppose it depends how well it sells at Christmas. I don't know how well it'll do in Christmas, but it will have Mario.
Again, if you think that 2.74 million is in 2 months? Well, no, it's his first month. Sorry.
That's fair. It's in launch period as well. So
yeah, right. Yeah, but by Christmas time you'll have all that. Even Black Friday sales as well, probably in America.
True.
So yeah, I think it'll hit 10 million by the end of the year, and that's me being positive about Nintendo. Wow. Anyway, too much positivity. Let's move on to the releases coming out this week.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the first one is Prey. Everyone remembers Prey. Do you remember Prey?
Yes, I remember it being revealed at E3.
I meant, do you remember the original Prey?
Yeah, but I remember the original as well.
Yeah.
I remember of it.
So this Prey has been developed by Arcane, who did Dishonored. Is that right? I believe.
Sure.
Played it, so, yeah.
We'll go with
I just remember it was all blur when they announced it.
Yeah, they did Dishonored. So Arcane developed Dishonored. It's obviously been published by Bethesda. It was revealed. Was it this year it was revealed, or was it last year?
It was at E3.
E3 last year, the most recent one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've heard good things about this. And I think, like we were talking before the podcast, I think it's going to be one of those Dishonored 2 type things where it gets good reviews, or even a bit like Doom, it gets good reviews, but it's not going to sell that well.
I thought Doom did well.
It did well for what it was, but I don't think it did as well as probably what they would have hoped for from like a franchise with the Doom name. But no, from what I've heard about this, a lot of people seem to like it. It's quite and it's quite different, where you get powers so you can actually manipulate items. So I was listening to some people talk about it, and basically this person transformed into this fire extinguisher, just basically became the fire extinguisher, started following this guy down the corridor, and whenever the guy turned round, they stopped. Like in a comedy movie, or like a comedy horror movie, where something's following you, and then when they turn round, it stops. And the guy sort of thinks, oh, where's this come from? He just carries on walking. Got around the corner, the fire extinguisher just started attacking him, which I think is quite cool. But yeah, no, I really want to pick this up. There's a demo out on the PlayStation Store now. I think it's the first hour of Prey. So if you want to check that out, check it out. Let us know what you think. But if I get this, it'll be when it comes down in price, definitely. I don't know what your thoughts on this are.
I don't know. I don't think it's the game for me. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It might be really good. I don't know. It's not my sort of game particularly. I'm in no rush to play a game of that nature.
Yeah.
So it's not against the game. It's just, yeah. It didn't really stand out for me at E3. I just remember it being revealed.
I was excited because I've played the original Prey, and I really enjoyed
that. That was my takeaway from E3. I went like, "Who's played this?" And then quite a few people went, "Yeah, I played it," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, Prey was pretty big back then. Like, there was a sequel being developed which didn't go anywhere, but yeah, Prey was quite big back then. But from what I've heard from people who've played it, basically it's a completely different type of game, just using the Prey name, if that makes sense. Like, yeah. It's got nothing on the original Prey, like none of the features from there are in it and anything like that. But I might download the demo, give it a go, and then decide from there. But like I said, I don't have time to play games. That's the problem. Otherwise, I'll be playing a lot more games. But yeah, that comes out this week. It is out on the 5th of May, which means it's out in 2 days' time. So there you go. Next on the list is Akiba's Beat, which is the game that Laura's been looking forward to.
No, it's not me. It's nothing to do with me. This is Slazo's.
Slazo, do you want to?
I don't play trash. So yeah, the sequel to Akiba Strip, which was a game where you ran around Akiba saving the world from evil vampires by stripping them of their clothes. I assume this is more of that.
What?
It's weird.
I have so many questions.
Go on, Laura. Ask the questions.
Can you repeat the last sentence again?
It's weird as fuck.
No, before that, there was a...
What? You defeat vampires by stripping their clothes off?
Yeah, how does that work?
You strip their clothes off, and then they go, oh god, sunlight, and then they die.
Right. Okay.
Unless you strip someone who isn't a vampire's clothes off, at which point they run away and call the police.
Right,
but that's fine, because then you strip their clothes off, and there you go, problem solved.
This game doesn't... Yep, this game ain't for me. Nope. Yep, that's weird. I don't like it. I wish I knew less about this game now.
Japan.
I don't think you can just say Japan and hide this.
No, you can.
I think this is tame by Japan's standards.
There's another game, and I can't remember what it's called, but the collector's edition came with a pair of women's panties.
I know the game you was on about. Oh god, because it terrified me. I can't even... Oh,
I can't remember the name of it. What did you say it was?
It wasn't Catherine.
No,
it was something completely different.
I don't really want to Google it. That's the problem.
No, I don't want to Google it.
I'll laugh if it was the original Akiba Strip, because I can see it.
It came out on PS4.
I'll sacrifice myself. Collector's edition game underwear.
Wow, I do not want that on my search history.
FIFA, have Wayne Rooney's underwear.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was Catherine.
It was Catherine.
It was Catherine.
I don't think it was. Oh, do I Google? Right. Yeah, basically, I just don't want this game.
No, it wasn't. It was the one that came out like this year.
Or the year before.
I mean, you can't come up with it for me.
I don't know if it was... No, it's not that, is it? Could it be that? This is now the Googling games that come with their women's underwear.
It's now Googling to try and find knickers.
Yeah.
I don't like this where this podcast has gone.
Japanese rhythm.
Galgun. It's Galgun, isn't it? Galgun, Mr. Happiness Edition. Guys, that's what it is.
Galgun.
Mr. Happiness Edition.
Oh yeah. So it is. Screen cleaner.
Yep, that's the one. Yep, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, Japan.
Awesome, guys. It took me to Google it better than you, and now it's in my search history. Awesome.
I remember when you were interested in Galgun, Laura.
No, I know, right? This is how I remember it, because I was like, man, this game looks fun. It looks a bit pervy drawn, but the idea sounds alright. And then they released what the special edition is. I was like, no. Take it back. Slazo is right. This isn't for me. It must run.
So anyway, next game on the list.
If even I say something's too weirdo, then...
Yeah, I was like, I'm in a dark hole now, Slazo. Please help. Please send help.
So the next game is Dreamfall Chapters, I believe.
Yeah, Dreamfall.
Laura loves this game, so I'll let Laura talk.
Is this Dreamfall Chapters the final cut? It's actually
because obviously it's been out on PC for a while, and it's been a console. Thanks, Deep Silver. Basically, all I've done is just Google this before we did the podcast, and it ended up being like, this sounds quite good. It's basically a game that has a linear set story, so the ending's always the same, but it lets you make choices throughout, which changes your journey to the end. And it's just one of those games, and it's all interacting with items and walking around. There's a few areas that are like open world, so it's kind of really cool. I don't know what else to say about it than that. That's all I really learned about it, and it kind of was enough to sell me on it. I just want to make choices, guys. Not in my life, not in my actual life, just in video games.
No life choices, just game choices.
So I can reload the save once I make the bad ones.
Fair enough. So that is our news and release roundup this week. So before we move on to the topic of the week, Slazo has some shizzle to plug zizzle my nizzles, bizzles. That was your intro, Slazo. Take it away.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I request a new intro?
Yes, what would you like?
Laura, could you do me an intro?
No.
Thanks. You're
I'm not
Right.
dropping. That's like a drop. I'm going to drop you a beat.
okay. Cool.
Boom, 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 boom.
There's a show. No, I'm not going to do it. So, Saturday Morning Switch, the newest episode is all about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I have it, although I haven't had a chance to play a huge amount of it yet. You can check out my first impressions of it, what I think of like the new additions, like the new items, kind of how the game feels now that you're using Joy-Cons instead of a Wii U gamepad, the online, and a bunch of stuff like that. It's been good fun, and you can also see me doing an online race. And see, do I get my ass kicked?
Probably.
Or am I actually good at Mario Kart? These two don't believe I'm good at Mario Kart. They're fools.
No,
so watch
Slazo.
and find out.
These
Watch
two-
and find
these
out.
two-
No, I'm
no.
talking over this bit. So watch and find out for yourself in the latest episode of Saturday Morning Switch. Don't ask me what next week's is going to be. Don't know yet. Maybe I'll be looking back at April for the Switch. We'll see.
Thanks,
Wow.
Slazo. And just to put that in context, these two people have played you on Mario Kart.
Yeah, and I won.
No, you lagged to the front.
On your screen, you
I
thought
won
you
on
were
the only screen that mattered, which was my own.
No. On no one else's did you win.
On the other 7 people's screens, it had you last.
Even the AI Luigi turned round to give you that infamous death stare, and I highlight the words "turned round" because you were not in front. Okay? Cool? Thanks.
Well, I mean, he doesn't do it if he's behind you, so...
No, it's as you to the side, okay? You were
Yeah,
trying
'cause he
to...
has to take you to do it.
Yeah, it didn't work.
doesn't-
Okay? He
yeah.
basically was in front of you. That's all I'm saying. He ended up in front of you. Just accept it. You weren't it first.
I'm good at Mario Kart.
Yeah, not good enough though. So anyway, that's Slazo's Saturday Morning Switch. Check that one out. What was last week's episode, Slazo?
It was a preview of ARMS, because we now know a bit more about it, 'cause it was at Insomnia 60 and stuff like that. So.
I'd like to know more about my arms. So what's that?
Well, they're green.
Are
They're
they?
pretty deadly.
They are pretty long, actually, now that you mention it. Anyway, moving on to our topic of the week. So this week is a Laura special, and I have, in big letters, time. That's all I
yeah,
have.
All I wanted to
No,
discuss...
I have it all, Laura. I've got it all. Or
Good.
you talk about it, Laura. You go on. You set
Okay.
You set the scene.
All I want to say
I
is...
know, we should do an introduction. We just tried that, so...
Wow. All I want to discuss is time. How long you play on a game. How long you expect to play on a game. Good value. Whether you play longer on campaign compared to multiplayer. And if there's multiplayer, do you expect the campaigns to be shorter? Because that's how the divide works. That's all I want to know. Just about
You ask
time,
me these
guys.
questions one at a time instead of, like,
No,
all in one
no,
go.
that's an overall thing. I will break it down for you now.
Okay,
That's right.
hours,
Let's talk about
yes,
how long you
maybe,
expect
sure,
to play
okay.
in a game. How many hours do you spend? You've just spent 40 quid on a brand new game. How long do you expect it to last?
Depends on the game. I mean, okay, so like
It's
there's
quite
an analog
skeptical.
my friend used to use, which was like £1 is an hour roughly. Is like a good expectation, and I like it's not entirely fair because I appreciate some games have really high production values but are quite short. But I think it's still kind of a good rough analogy of like £1 for an hour's worth of entertainment. So I mean, it's not a de facto guide. I mean, I buy a lot of JRPGs which can last for freaking ever. But yeah, like I wouldn't want to. I'm always more cagey about buying shorter games when they're like 15 quid for 5 hours, and I'm like, do I really want like a potentially one session game for 15 quid?
Yeah, I see what you mean. But that's the thing, because like Uncharted isn't really that long. I think the first one was 8 hours long, maybe, and then the next 3 after that were about 15 hours long. And you know what? I think 15 hours for a single-player campaign is a decent length. I know you're used to playing like the JRPGs that last a
For a
lot longer.
non-RPG, yeah, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
For like a shooting game, yeah, 10, like
See,
8
I
hours.
don't begrudge. Yeah, I say 8 to 10. I think 15. Like, if I had a Call of Duty campaign the last 15 hours, I'd be quite shocked.
Yeah. But then again, like multiplayer takes sort of consideration into that as well, where like Call of Duty games are 8 hours long, if that.
Yeah.
So then, if you throw in the multiplayer after that, I could easily spend, on Modern Warfare Remastered, I've spent nearly 24 hours playing the online part. Haven't even done the single player, but if you add all that up, that's 30 hours already, in theory, if I played the single player campaign. And that's a lot. and stuff like that. So multiplayer, because I play a lot more multiplayer games than anything else, that as long as it's got a community for multiplayer, then the hours you can put in are endless, really, and then it doesn't really matter to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Just checking. But yeah.
I mean, what about you, Laura?
In terms of, like, it depends. Like, with shooter campaigns, I do expect them to be quite shallow, which is probably letting them off the hook a bit. So, 8 hours. But something like The Last of Us and, epic event. Did I say Last of Us is an adventure game? I'm not sure what to class it as. Survival game?
Action adventure or survival horror?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But those sort of games, I expect to at least have 20 hours, especially when they don't have a multiplayer. Last of Us does, but you know what I mean? Like,
there's a difference between, like, say, Call of Duty more sells itself with multiplayer, whereas Last of Us more sold itself with single player.
If the single player doesn't last me at least 20 hours, it's particularly if it has no replayability, I would feel like I've been cheated and probably should have waited for it to get cheaper. I think replayability also plays a factor, whether I could play a story again. So, I'm trying to think of something like Mass Effect is quite long, obviously, as an RPG.
Yeah.
Then obviously you can play it again with a different path. I'm thinking Mass Effect 1 when there's no multiplayer. So I'm expecting at least, that could last me the year. Ideally.
Yeah, that's the thing, like, I know, but like I was saying about Horizon, that's around about 25 to 30 hours, and I suppose it depends how much time you've got as well, in a way. I'm happy to pay 40 quid for Uncharted when it's going to be 15 hours long, because I don't really have as much time as I used to
and
play.
You finish it, you feel like you've gone on a journey. It's the same,
Yeah.
It's the opposite argument when I think we've discussed this on countless podcasts, when none of us have really got through The Witcher because we get distracted by there being so much to do that we end up putting hours into the game and
not getting anywhere.
Twirling on the spot.
And sort of kind of feeling like you've just wasted time because you're not going through the single player part of it.
Pretty much, yeah. And it's argued, like, it's great there's loads to do and the game's going to last me ages, but am I going to be, like, bored by the time or even get to the point of finishing it because there's other games coming out and I'm easily distracted.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of things. I mean, sports games have a nice lot of range to them.
Well, I used to get the achievement. Was the achievement for FIFA for putting? Was it 100 hours on the pitch or 50 hours on the pitch?
50.
And the game used to come out in the end of September, and only had that by November. Generally, so that's how much time I put into FIFA. But yeah, again, that's more down to how much you enjoy the game and what the community multiplayer is like. Again, for me, anyway, I don't play single player FIFA. I just don't see the point. But yeah, that's the thing. Like,
not even now that they've got a career.
Not touched it.
Journey mode I played and finished, and it was probably the longest I've played on FIFA single player in a good 10 years, probably.
Yeah, I've not touched the Journey mode. I've just played Club, Be a Pro, not even Be a Pro, Club, Ultimate Team, and Seasons, and obviously games against Laura. That's pretty much all I've played on FIFA.
I think what's going to be awesome is that they might change for you with the next Journey, because they're going to up the game, obviously, Journey Mode 2 or whatever. That might suck you in, and then your hours go through the roof.
I mean, I'd probably be more interested if Newcastle were in the Premier League this FIFA. I probably would be a bit more interested, but yeah, maybe that. But yeah, like, again, sort of to go back to the original thing, I don't really have expectations for a certain game to last, as long as I feel like I've enjoyed the journey that I've gone on and feel that I've got the value out of it. If a game was only, say, a game like Uncharted 1, only 8 hours long, if that game wasn't a good game and I didn't feel like the journey, the story and everything was good, I probably would complain, but I enjoyed the 8 hours, apart from the jet ski part. I enjoyed the 8 hours of Uncharted 1, so I feel like even then that was still value for money.
I 100% agree. I mean, that's the only thing that can make up value for money over time is the quality of experience. I'm not saying I want a story to drag out for 15 hours' sake just to be like, we've made 15 hours.
Yeah.
Be happy.
There's no point in padding to the extent for the purpose of padding. So.
Yeah, and I think some games do that. There's a bit of padding to try and make it a bit longer, and you don't really want that. Like, I don't really want to go.
I tell you what, they tend to use flashbacks. Do you not find that they could just do a cutscene sometimes, or be like, "This is what happened," but they're like, "No, play through this mission." I know the famous mission that everyone loves is probably the Call of Duty flashback, Because I swear that's a flashback when you're crawling through the marsh, isn't it?
What, Gillies in the Mist? I love
Yeah.
that mission.
Yeah,
but that mission's good.
That
So
justifies it because it's fun and it's different from what you're playing, but there's loads of games that have missions like that where you're flashing back for no freaking reason other to pad out a story about and it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's not like I've made the character even more important. You've just found a way to add in another level to try and make this last.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think there's a few games that have done that, and it's like, you can tell they've padded this out and there's no need for it. I think, was it one of the Uncharted games did it? It just put you in a location for no real reason at all. And it was a bit like, what's the point? You know, fair enough, your first one was 8 hours long, you wanted to make it a bit longer, then you don't have to, just focus on doing what you did well again. Sort of
To
thing.
be fair, there's also the point that you're in control of the story, so just make the story different.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I think, yeah. I don't know if, have you got anything else to add? Anyone?
No, I kind of think we covered all the time. I didn't
I'll tell
expect
you,
everyone
like,
to
there
come
is, like,
prepared.
one variant on the question then. So, like, because episodic games are becoming a bigger thing now, how long do you think an episode of an episodic game should be? I mean, I think they're pretty much right at the moment with, like, 3 to 4 hours, but would you rather longer? Would you be into a longer episodic game? Something like King's Quest, say, which is a bit...
It sounds really weird, but sometimes I kind of wish the episodes were shorter, because I feel like an episode
Really?
should be like a bite side, like a 1 to 2 hours. Like 2 hours would be, I mean, a bit short, not like half an hour. But it's just sort of like when I think episode gaming, I feel like I want to play it in one sitting, and then the next episode comes out, and I play that like a TV show. And sometimes 3 to 4, I'm dividing up. I mean, some people do game for 3 or 4 hours, and I have been able to game for 3 or 4 hours, but when I think episode, I think 2 hours at max. Personally.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same. I've not really played many episodic games, but, you know, an hour and a half to 2 hours at most, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
What
I mean,
about you?
I'm not saying justify the price. If they're going to do that, they need to like cheapen the price. Just, but yeah. Sorry, Slazo. Views.
I'm perfectly fine with it as it is now. I feel like it's the right balance of like value for money and not being too long. Like, yeah, admittedly, like you might be like 2 sessions to get through it, but usually, like, it's kind of fast and light enough that you can get through it. Like, even if you walk away for a day or two, you can go, oh yeah, I remember where I was. Okay, do this, done.
Yeah. Anyone for anything else before we end and wrap up and play some games?
No. Play some games. Whoa! I was going to go out some food.
Crazy talk.
I know
right
who would play games. I know, but yeah, this has been episode 81 of the Party Chat podcast. It's been a pleasure. I've been glad to be back. To be honest,
Are you here on a regular basis now? Like,
we'll see. We'll see.
That was such a sigh.
I can't. I honestly, I'm that busy at the minute that I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm doing. But
Welcome to the club.
I will try and be here regular again, because I know all of our lovely listeners have been tweeting in asking where's Squiggy, and
we told them who that.
yeah, who's that guy again? You mean that awful host?
and I've been like, I'd love for him to be back. I love being lazy on Fridays.
Sorry, Slazo, but yeah, hopefully I'll be back regular again. We'll see, but if not, it's been a pleasure. I always enjoy being on these podcasts with you guys.
Wait, what? No, don't turn this into a retirement speech.
No, there's no retirement speech. I'm just going to like drop my microphone in the middle of nowhere and just walk off.
Wow.
But like the Undertaker.
I wouldn't ever call Newcastle nowhere.
I'm
I
glad
mean,
you made the joke.
it's no Nottingham, but
Yeah, it's no Nottingham, but yeah. But anyway, podcast 81, all done. It's been fun. We'll see you next week for podcast 82. In the meantime, you can find us on Twitter at RetroRemastered. You can tweet us all individually if you want. You can tweet sweet love to me about me being back on the podcast at Jody Squares.
so sweet love.
You can
It's just so uncomfortable.
You can tweet sweet nothings at Laura at Law, and you can tweet Slazo about his Saturday morning Switch Mario Kart fail online at Slazo King. Did I get them all right? I think I did.
Yeah.
I'm so scared of what you want people to do to you on Twitter.
Please don't tweet any of that at me. Please don't. Tweet
Oh,
that at Laura
please.
instead. Laura will get
Please
jealous.
don't. No, I won't get jealous. I'll get scared and have to move. And I don't know how you move from Twitter because it follows you.
Got some bad news, Squiggy.
You got the Tumblr.
This one fan called Sean Hickman's already tweeted you.
I've just seen that.
Oh,
Sweet love.
God.
Thank you, Sean Hickman, wherever you are. You're a nice guy. Yeah, podcast 81. It's been fun. See you next week for podcast 82, and have a good week. Goodbye.
lost the trophy. Goodbye.